We continue our reading of Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus, an invitation to spend a year with your best friend, a daily devotional by author George R. Knight. Today's reading, June 9. Faith develops. He was there alone, but the boat by this time was many furlongs distant from the land. In the fourth watch of the night, he came to them, walking on the sea. And Peter asked him, "Lord, if it is you, bid me come to you on the water." And he said, "Come." So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water. Matthew 14:23-29. Peter could walk on water. Great stuff. Look at me, guys. And that's when the trouble began. The most adventurous of Jesus' disciples did fine with water walking as long as he kept his eyes on Jesus. But then, in good Peter style, he began to focus on himself and how well he was doing. It is at that point that he noticed the wind and the fierceness of the storm, and his walking on water life of victory began to fall apart. And it didn't take much time. As soon as he took his eyes off of Jesus, the source of his power, he began to sink. In desperation, he shouted out, "Lord, save me!" And he did. He would do so time after time, as the great apostle struggled between the poles of faith and doubt. Jesus does the same thing in our lives as we move forward, rather haltingly, in our spiritual journey. There are days when even I can walk on water, but other times I find myself sinking fast. The one constant is the availability of Jesus, who is ready to save at our request. The scene in which Peter walks on water takes place after Jesus had sent the disciples away after the feeding of the 5,000. When he finished praying, he went to meet his disciples, who were at that time battling a fierce storm. That is when Peter did his water walking thing and learned the importance of keeping his eyes on Jesus. But there is another and even more important truth in this storm incident. When Jesus and Peter got into the boat, the storm miraculously stopped, and the disciples worshiped him, saying, "Truly, you are the Son of God." Matthew 14:33. That is the first time that the disciples give that title to Jesus, but it will not be the last. And with each repetition, the title will have greater meaning as they ever more fully understand the identity of their Lord. Their experience foreshadows ours as, day by day, we gain a fuller understanding of that Jesus who is the object of our worship and the source of our power. This concludes our reading today of Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus.